All right, what's going on, guys? We're back in the garage, and today we're going to be messing with Dad's Raptor 700. We're going to be making the suspension a little bit stiffer in the back to compensate for his weight. So today we're going to be removing the stock rear suspension and installing a new spring. But Dad's doing good. He just got his second hip replaced and recovering well. So we're going to help Mr. Hippie install his stiffy. All right, up first, before we get to the install, I thought it'd be a good start to get a baseline of how the quad sits now. And as the quad sits, to the bottom of the grab bar is 33 3/4 inches. And I know this might not be the proper way to measure sag, but it's just to give us a baseline on where the quad sits. So with Dad's sitting on the quad, we are at 28 1/4 inches tall off the ground to the bottom of the grab bar. So just to give us a baseline and to help us visually see how the quad sits with Dad on it, you can see it is definitely significant how much it drops down in the back as he sits on it and bounces. It looks super soft and probably too soft for his weight. So hopefully with the new spring, it should stiffen it up quite a bit. Now we still have the stock front end suspension, so it'll be interesting to see how just the spring in the rear helps. Now moving into the install, we're going to use our Pittsburgh jack, and it's by far my favorite jack for the motorcycles and the quads, especially the quads. It's the only jack that works really well. It just makes it super easy to jack it up, to clean the chain, and do any kind of maintenance to this quad. But I'll drop a link in the description for this jack, or if you have a ATV sport quad, I highly recommend it. It's freaking awesome and makes it super easy to roll the quad around in the garage. All right, so following the manual, we're gonna remove the front connecting rod bolt, and then we're gonna go to the top of the shock assembly and remove the upper bolt, and then go to the relay arm and remove this bolt. And at that point, we should be able to get the shock out. So we'll go ahead and get that far and see how it goes. All right, for the tools to remove and install the shock assembly, you'll need a 17 and 19 millimeter wrench and a 17 and 19 millimeter deep well and shallow well sockets. Take a little finesse with the front connecting arm, but it comes out one piece. Yeah, we had to use the jack and lift it up to give us more room and drop the swing arm down, but that worked really well. All right, we got the whole assembly out and cleaned it up. We didn't have to take the skid plate off, so that was nice. Doing it the way we did. Now we're going to remove this, so we have just the shock assembly to get the spring off. Yeah, while we got leverage, before we remove this, we're going to try and loosen up the spring. All right, we got the linkage off of the shock, and to remove the spring, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. We've done it a lot in the past using a ratchet strap, where we wrap it around the shock and then ratchet it, compressing it. Today we're going to use just 2 channel locks. No right or wrong way. This is kind of a sketchy way, but kind of a fun way. But first, before you start compressing it, you want to bring down the rubber bumper so it's out of the way. For when we compress the spring, we can get the collar off and get the spring off. Okay.
Clean that up a little bit.
That went pretty good.
Yeah.
That's just quicker than the ratchet strap. The ratchet strap, you kind of got to fish it through there. But on like we done it with the cars, that worked.
Yeah.
That worked good with the cars because the cars are harder to compress. All right, so we got the spring from High Gear Suspension, and on their site, you just kind of tell them what your weight is and your riding style, and they kind of set you up a spring for you. But here is on the right the stock spring, and here is the spring they sent us. So you can see with them lined up at the bottom, the stock spring is longer, and if we go to the calipers in millimeters, the factory spring is a little bit over 10.5 millimeters. The aftermarket spring is 11.75 millimeters thick. So it's thicker and shorter. So it's definitely going to be stiffer than the stock one. All right, so putting this back on the shock, this bolt, this nut here is going to be torqued to 31 foot-pounds. All right, so I know I didn't show the process of reinstalling the new spring, but the process was significantly easier, and as we didn't have to compress it since it was so much shorter than the factory spring. And we're going to put the seal caps back on right here, and we learned that you don't want to, or we remembered that we don't want to grease these grease fittings until the bolts are in there, otherwise you'll push the seals out.
We blew this one out.
We blew that seal out
Yeah.
by accident. And generally, if you go by the manual, per the manual, all these seals need replaced every time you take this apart. All right, so we got the shock in, and it's a little tricky with getting all the bolts to line up, but made it real easy with the jack. Just kind of bringing it up and down to maneuver the shock into its proper position. Now, with the bolts, all the bolts in, we can torque them down to spec. So this one here is going to be 31 foot-pounds. So the first one we're going to tighten down is 31 foot-pounds. Then the back, right there, is 40 foot-pounds. And then the top of the shock assembly is 40 foot-pounds as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and go through all the fittings and grease them. So at stationary, with nobody on it, it's 33.25, which is half an inch lower than factory. All right, with you sitting on it.
Oh no, it's different.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's better. We're at 29.25 now. Okay. So an inch higher, roughly an inch higher than before with you sitting on it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Definitely stiffer.
Yeah, it looks even more now. The back did always seem softer than the front.
Oh, way. Oh, it's so nice not to, it doesn't make me feel like a lard ass.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks way more even now. Compressed.
You're just getting on and off it. Like it used to be super soft when I'd be like, if you were trying to do a wheelie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I think it'll be good. I don't have to do anything up front. Awesome. Oh yeah, it's weird how it feels different.
It's so loud.
Oh man.
All right, well that about does it for the install of the rear spring on the Raptor 700R. We'll definitely be keeping you updated on how we like the spring once we get it out on the trails. But appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.